saw your car there and I was like, I don't want to scare him. Let me go let him. I got a couple of the guys that I do some mentorship with some guys. So I got them following me around. This is Sean. This is Casey. Sean's a little sick, so don't shake his hand right now. You met Thomas.
Yeah.
And you met Cody was here that one day my dad was here, and then this is Josh.
Nice to meet you.
Yep, so this was, what we figured this out is this was a room. This was a wall. That door was not there. And if you also look at where the sidewalk goes, sidewalk doesn't come to right here. Sidewalk goes up to here. So this was the front door, and at some point they moved it over. So when we pulled the carpet up, the hardwood's in good shape. We're going to refinish it still and stain it, but when we pulled the hardwood up, so what we're going to end up doing is, this was flush, but one of the guys demoed it out so that we could get it down. So Sean just put a new tub in. He's tiling in there, and then what we're going to do is we're going to bring the black tile out, and we're going to do an inlay here, so it's going to look like an intentional design. Because what I don't want to do is I don't want to do LVP. Now, that's not the most ideal thing in the world. It'll be a black tile inlay, and then we'll restain everything. So, it might still look a little off, but when this is all refinished and that tile's in there, it'll look good. So we got a full bath, 2 beds. We're redoing this kitchen completely. We're either going to do tile or LVP in here. The stairs were blocked off, and they had, because this was an older lady that lived in here, and they had a floor, and then they had plumbing that ran to it, and her washing machine was here, and her dryer was here because she didn't have to go downstairs. So then the basement was completely unfinished.
Who acquired this place?
It was on the market. Todd found it. Yeah. It's the only flip I've bought that's been on market. So this was completely unfinished. Purple board is your waterproof or water resistant. So we put purple board all the way around. We just sprayed the ceilings black yesterday. And then the rest of this drywall will be used in here. And we're going to have a second bathroom down here. So there was a bathroom here, obviously. So we'll refinish this bathroom. This will give you a second bathroom. This will be your mud room. And then this is what it all looked like, was that room. This will be drywalled in, but we'll get it on the back side of this. When you're in that room, it'll just be taken to the finish, like the hung and finish. We're not going to paint it. That's going to be your storage, essentially.
What are you doing for ceiling?
This is it.
Right here. Are you doing all of it black? Okay.
Yep, it'll all be painted black. So I don't know when, but at some point in the last year, I don't know, might have been more than that, to count as finished, if the flooring and the walls are done, you can leave your ceiling unfinished and paint it, because now it's considered a stylistic preference. Before, they supposedly wouldn't count it. Well, so now I think this looks cool. This is how we did our basement. One, it looks cool, and two, it's a hell of a lot cheaper than hanging drywall or drop ceiling, and it gives you more space. The ceiling, when it's all painted, the ceiling disappears. So I like it. I think it looks cool. Like, obviously have to go through, clean up some of these things. So one of the things that we'll do so we decided to do LVP or not. We decided not to do LVP and leave the hardwood and then leave this trim. But what we're going to do is, so this will get painted or just be an actual swing door. But like all the hardware, so the knobs will all get updated to black. These doors will have to be drilled out to put a modern doorknob on it. But it'll all be modern doorknobs, black fixtures. So that's why we have all this stuff. And then the bathroom, this is what the bathroom will look like when it's done. It's going to be the white tile.
Okay.
The niche is going to be obviously there's a white tub in there. So this is going to be a white tub, but these little tiny honeycomb patterns will be, he's already got it in. See the niche? It's little black versions of that. And then the floor is going to be bigger, the same shape. All right, Sean, Thank you, brother.
Yeah, man, you guys have a good
You too, man. Casey, you got a couple minutes to stop by? Yours?
Siding put on, new roof.
You already got that stoop painted?
Got the stoop painted. This is what I was saying. These are the same columns.
Oh, no kidding.
My wife and I literally just came out here.
Oh, really?
We painted the columns.
Yeah, they look great. Yeah, see, I mean, it makes a big... Paint goes a long way,
Painted
dude.
the columns, painted the stoop. We painted all of the block was like a crusty gray looking color. We just, I mean, literally 3-4 hours. You'll see the inside, like we've torn out some walls and stuff, but it was rough.
Yeah, it was bad, dude.
Not a running sink, not a functioning sink in the house. The toilet, every time it flushed, it ran down into the floor below. It was horrible.
I get on Investor Lift and I'm like, man, there's this house. I'm like, I'm gonna put an offer in on this. So I call Todd and I'm like, Todd, check this house out. And he said, you're gonna do that to Casey? I'm like, what are you talking about? He goes, this is the house Casey's trying to get. So I called Casey. I was like, hey, is this the house you've been talking to me about? He goes, yeah. I was like, dude, thank God I asked. You got that taken out? That's good.
So the floorboards were buckled. You'll see it happened upstairs too. So cut it out. There was still some water, it looked like, but we couldn't figure out where it's coming from. We let it go for a few weeks and no active water. I think maybe some oil or something had spilled and it made it look like it was wet. Yeah. So just patched it up. We're going to do LVP through here. Literally there's a refrigerator that was left in here that was full of maggots and stuff, non-functioning. They were using the stove as a source of heat. So the coils were burned out of the stove. So we're just going to do like U-shaped cabinets.
This is a nice big kitchen.
Nice big area. This is all cast iron here. They're going to replace it. That's what was leaking. Tub was leaking here too. We've got the tub out. A lot of the wiring was really crazy. What we've realized is they did a lot of like DIY addition. So you can see like how shitty they did all through here. There was there's a big open space, and you'll see over here a lot of water damage from where they didn't do it correctly.
Oh, look at the window.
Yeah. So once we got the walls off, this has been a little bit of a slow burn because there's been a lot of just small stuff that we needed. There was a random live wire laying in the floor. Aaron, it about shocked Aaron to death. So just a lot of like small cleaning up to make sure it's being done right. So this was a garage that they converted to a den. So we're going to leave it like a den. We're going to paint the fireplace. So like this is what I was talking about. Yeah. This was all part of the back porch. And so what I realized is the plywood running over the back porch, they just drywalled over it. So all this was leaking. We had to tear this all out. I mean, when I bought it, this roof was falling in. It was horrible. Oh, wow. So Aaron's gone through. He's cut out a bunch of that stuff. He's replaced it, cleaned it up some. So
before you cover, are you going to take that subfloor out, or is that going to stay?
It's going to stay.
I would hit it with
Yeah.
bleach and then kills, or at least just kills.
Yeah.
Before he covers it up.
Yeah, we're going to actually, because this place was so disgusting, we're going to do that, and then that whole floor in there too. We had talked about pushing this wall back further into this. We're going to frame that door because it serves no purpose. There's already a door to the back.
You're gonna cut, so the door's going away.
Door's going away.
Yeah.
We're going to push this wall back to try and make this a full bathroom. But what I've realized is we won't have as much space for laundry room.
So this is laundry. Yeah, I think you'll be fine.
We had played with the idea, and I actually brought Todd over to look at it, of making this a master bedroom. We nixed it. Todd was like, I think in your price range, like it's really not going to add the value.
Yeah, that's what I like about Todd is whether he's right 100% of the time, he's going to be right more often than not.
Yeah.
That's having Todd walk up. Todd is willing to do that.
Yeah.
And Casey probably, because it sounds like a great idea, but when Todd can run the numbers and look at the comps and be like, dude, you're not
really, it's not going to affect. So this house appraised for $240. We were thinking the ARV was going to be around $220. So even it 240 to 260 is what we're looking at. And he's like, if you add another bedroom, it's really not going to take you up into the threes for like this neighborhood, no garage. So we're just, again, keeping it simple.
Yeah.
doing what needs done.
Hey, one thing I would recommend maybe having somebody that has masonry skills.
Yeah, that shimmy.
That'll get flagged, dude.
Down,
I would just
but-
take it off.
I think what we looked at maybe doing is bringing it down six rows,
Getting most of it gone.
getting
The stuff that's falling
the
apart.
bad part of
And then just patching that. Yeah, you'd be fine.
Could you finish it with like a stucco, like concrete
Or just-
finish and paint it?
We're just going to paint. We're going to paint it black anyway.
Yeah.
So
I would just put like quickcrete concrete patch those holes, paint it all black. Well, thanks for letting us come by, Casey. So Casey, when you and I first met and started hanging out, that was what, 2 years ago?
yeah, I believe so.
And you didn't own anything yet.
No,
Now you own 10
10 units
plus the 2 flips.
2 houses.
Him and his wife both are very, like, my wife, I was already an entrepreneur. So she came into the picture, like, has no entrepreneurial drive at all. Just lets me kind of be a madman and do what I want. His wife pushes his ass to, like, it's awesome.
Yeah.
And they work for the same company. Are you guys, because I know you guys talk about it all the time, can you see the light at the end of the tunnel of like, all right, if we keep doing this,
Yeah,
3 more years, 5 more years, whatever, we'll be where we want to be?
so we have like a short-term goal, long-term goal. So short-term goal is for me to cut back hours at my 9 to 5 so that I can grow this even more. I think we got into it thinking, oh, it's just going to take 20 rentals and then we're free.
Yep.
But that's not the case at all. So
Same mistake I made.
yeah, that first year kind of makes you realize what it's going to take, and it's just that little bit of sacrifice. Like that's what I was going to say at the house. There's a lot of stuff that I'm having to follow up on with Willow that's kind of held it up. But you know, I'm working 45 hours a week on top of managing 10 rentals, trying to get this other flip sold and out from underneath of me. So, and then at the same time having 2 kids.
Yeah.
So it's really, I've never been the best at time management. It's been a whole new skill set trying to learn. But I do think it's helped us come up with like a more realistic plan that sure, it might not retire us in the next 2 years and get us out of our jobs, but if anything, it's setting us, our family up for success 10, 15 years from now.
I think that's the big thing. You have these goals that might not be realistic, but they're big enough and aspirational enough to get you and exciting enough to get you in. You get in and you realize like, okay, it's not what I thought, but I'm in the game. Now I can adjust my plan. It's little stepping stones like that that make a big difference. It's not going to go straight to... Was that your phone or is that...
No, that's that clock. That thing works, apparently.
Pooty is like a mascot.
How do you... It's on. It'll stop here. How about that, dude? That's a steal.
I am being a genius. Thank you. I've been here the whole time.
Pooty's... Oh my God. So what we'll do, we'll walk through here with Josh.
So my theory in this is because the driveway, the inside's got to be good enough to where the driveway doesn't matter.
Yep.
I plan on tearing out this stem wall.
Yeah, there's no
Obviously
reason for
put
it.
all new flooring down. I like that. See, this is one of the walls that are actually, it's not wallpaper panel board. So
Okay.
I will have to take this off, but probably just repaint the walls, paint the ceilings, get a new light fixture in.
Here's the thing too, man. Like you don't have to change the footprint
Yeah. Right.
to get what you need to get. So sometimes it's hard to not get excited and start doing more.
Yeah.
You just want to clean this
Things
place.
just go in
Yeah,
my
you just
mind.
want to clean this place up. This place caught on fire. Look at this.
No, it's smoke, dude.
Or I'm not caught on fire, but like look at the smoke
That's what we
damage.
thought in the photos.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just smoke smell, I'm pretty sure.
You're not going to be able to get around the fact that you're always going to have your furnace here.
Yeah.
Right.
But you cover that up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would. But it depends on you got your.
How much space is in the garage?
I mean, you got a ton of space. You don't have to provide the washer and dryer. If that works, great. Move it down here. Just move the hookups down to here, and then he can make that.
Pantry.
Yeah, more pantry space. Or if there's a way to.
Could I put the fridge in there or something?
I was gonna say, You could potentially do the fridge there, and then that does give you more counter space. And then I think you have plenty.
This one's good. I'm gonna have to gut the whole bathroom.
Yeah,
Obviously, that's wallpaper, panel board.
Dude, I think it's drywall. No, dude, I'd have them just peel that because that's coming off way too easy.
Yeah.
I would have them try to peel it. Yeah, you don't want to gut this room. So I would just replace this. I personally, because what's going to sell your house is going to be your curb appeal, your landscaping, which doesn't have to be over the top. It just needs to be clean. Your kitchen and your bathroom. I personally, what I've been doing is insert, because you want to have a tub. Is it a one bath?
2 baths. So
Okay.
I do tub here, and I like to do tile in the
Okay. So I would do tub, and then I would, if he's capable of doing it, I would tile. I wouldn't do this. I would tile all the way to the ceiling.
Okay.
Because then it's not expensive and it looks good. This is a cool house, man.
Everything like that.
Is it a basement or a crawl space?
Crawl space, which I can show you that too. But man, isn't this peaceful?
Yeah, it's nice, man. I mean, look what you're butting up against. Like, that's
Nature, dude.
it's a hill, but it's a usable hill, man. Somebody can move in with a little kid and they could put a swing set right there. One thing I would make sure is that I hope you don't have to, but I could see you potentially having to put some type of French drain in if it's soaking wet.
In there, they spent money to get a French drain all the way around here where the outlets go.
Okay.
So this is a nice flat area.
Oh yeah.
I think. And
This is nice, dude.
pretty, dude, isn't it?
This is nice. Yeah, I would. Dude, honestly. Oh yeah, you need more than a couple of sheets of OSB. I'd say you're gonna need several, which is not a big deal. But anywhere where it waves like that, the roof's fucked. So the OSB, that's all the OSB is just rotted and wet, which that's okay. That's gonna be part of it.
Yeah, it'll be.
I would highly consider just taking the chimney completely off. It's completely pointless.
Yeah.
I would take it out of the kitchen because then that's got your dining room. I would take that off. The reason you would take that off is it's going to reduce anywhere where there's something coming out, even though they've got it flashed, your chances of that one day leaking, if that's going to cost you an arm and a leg, just leave it, cap it, and then take it out of the living room. Yeah, and I'd repaint the shutters on the outside. Just, I would trim these bushes, maybe rip them out, but then I would just do fresh mulch and then let the homeowners decide what plants and stuff they want. You just want to make it clean.
Yeah.
Paint, just paint it white, like paint the concrete white, and then you could just leave those. I think it's fine. If not, I would take them off and just get 6x6s and stain them and put it there.
Yeah. Would it be beneficial or would it add value to do a small deck or patio area and stretch it out to that edge?
You definitely could, and it's definitely going to be appealing. It's just a matter of where you're. Where
you could do a nice stem wall right here with some patio pavers and a nice thing, but you're talking mud.
Yeah, if you did that,
you're going to get no return on the investment.
You could. I mean, you could.
Too much risk with it.
It's so I wouldn't just put a deck off there. Like what he's saying is, you'd bring a little excavator in here, and you would dig this whole thing out pretty much to where we're standing. He might be able to get the most he's possibly going to be able to get by just doing the bare minimum, which is because it's already a very nice house. When you're doing your landscaping, you have them put a circle of pavers, gravel it or mulch it, and put a fire pit there. And then when somebody comes up, they're like, oh wow, like that kind of stuff is very, very, very inexpensive, all things considered, and it goes a long way.